Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. My name is Vicky Townsend, and I'm the founder of theCafeD. And welcome to CHOOSEday. CHOOSEday was designed to help us all get out of our own way. Whenever I found that I was really down in the dumps, I really found that it was my mindset that was keeping me there. And so, being also the founder of a company called Inspiration University, I found out how to change my mindset really quickly. And I found out that sometimes the cobbler's son has no shoes. And I was the same way. I was helping everybody else be inspired and motivated, and yet I was feeling so empty and so shallow and so full of such negativity and anger and hate and bitterness and all of that other nonsense that comes with the divorce process. And it stuck to me, believe me. But what I did learn was that if I did the work, and it's work, but if I did that work on the motivation, personal development, on the inside of me, forget my ex, I haven't got a clue how to help that situation. I really don't. I tried for many years. I can't do it. I learned that it's only me that I'm in control of. So welcome to CHOOSEdays, because that's what we're here to help you do. Through personal development, we are here to help you change your life and get your happy back. That is my desire. That is the mission of theCafeD, is to save you your time, your money, and your sanity. So today we're going to be talking about something that's really important to me. And that's about living your life with passion. Every day I get up and I'm so excited to be talking to you guys because I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. I am doing something that my heart tells me, yes, I need to be doing. Luckily for me, it's also my business. But there's also a way for you to live a passionate, wonderful, fulfilled life, even if your passions aren't your business. Even if every day you show up to work, you're not passionate about whatever it is that you do there. Maybe there's some things in what we're going to do today that can help you be passionate about what you're doing and the impact that you're making on the world, or just about the things that you sprinkle into your life on a daily basis. So why is passion important? Passion is important because it drives you forward. It makes you happy. It makes you feel fulfilled. It makes you feel like you have a purpose for what you're doing in this world. So that's why we're here to find it. There was a study done about, oh gosh, I'm going to say probably about 8 years ago by now. It was a Harris study. I may be wrong on that time. But I'm sure that if the study was done again today, that the results would be the same, if not worse. And that was that in the workforce, be it a business owner or somebody that just shows up and works for somebody else, that 80% of the people are passionless about what they're doing. And why is that important? Why is that a big number? That means that 8 out of every 10 people that are working in our workforce are absolutely passionless and could care less about what they're doing. That impacts productivity. That impacts your success rate. That impacts your happiness rate. So if you have employees and they've never figured out what they're passionate about, maybe you want to have them take this test with us and understand what it is that they need to be doing with their lives and even in your business. Because what this Harris study also found was that of the top, I think it was the top 200 CEOs in the United States, they were all living at least their top 5 passions at some place in their lives. It could be their home life. It could be their business life. So what we're going to be talking about today, we might go a little bit over today just because this is so important, and it's really a test. We're not going to be able to actually do the passion test today, but what I am going to do is I'm going to take you through the steps that you can maybe do this at home. I do have the entire test available in our membership area for members, and in our gold membership, we have something called a Get Your Happy Back series that includes the entire passion test. So if you'd like that, it's available in our membership area. That's on theCafeD.com. You can go to our membership area. You can join us. It's reasonably priced. And it's so filled with amazing information for you to help you move your life forward. So if that sounds like something that's good for you and something that you'd like to do, please go over, give me a call. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about what's going to happen here today is, or when you actually do the passion test, is that it's going to give you some clarity around what's important to you. Because when you are clear about what's important to you, and we're just going to stick to your top 5, we're not going to go down that list, 20, 30 sheets, that lists down. We're going to stick to your top 5 because remember, that's what those successful CEOs are living. What you want will show up in your life, but only to the extent that you are clear. So today I want to take you through the things that's going to help you get to that clarity, because it's not, your passions are maybe not even what you think. We want you to go a little bit deeper. So, if you've been on some of the webinars with me before, one of my favorite sayings is what you put your attention on, your time on, grows stronger in your life. It shows up more. That includes positive things and negative things. So if you are somebody that has been stuck in that victim mode, or stuck in he's such a bastard, or she's such a bitch, all of that stuff that's constantly coming up every day, that hate and anger, that's only going to grow in your life. And if that's not something that you want, because it's not something that I want, but if it's not something that you want, you need to take action today. Figure out what it is that you want to be clear about it, and then take action, because action engages your attention. And that what you put your attention on will grow in your life. So the question would be, what would your life be like if you were living your passions? I think the question I would ask you is, do you think that you have a personal destiny? When I think about personal destiny, I think about Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Oprah Winfrey. And if you know my story about how I got up on stage with Oprah Winfrey, it was really through doing work like this that I'm taking you through that I actually ended up on stage with Oprah Winfrey for about 15 minutes. And it was one of the things, it was such a life-changing moment in my life that I said, if I could do that, what else can I do? What do I want to do? What have I been clear about wanting to do in my life? And what I wanted to do was I wanted to start a safe website, a safe place for people going through the divorce process, where they could get plenty of information about the process itself, and they can get the support to help them lead more fulfilling lives and get their happiness back, get back to the person that they want to be. And that's why I am here today, is because of my moment that I set the intention to be on stage with Oprah Winfrey, and I did it. But other people with personal destinies would be like maybe Mahatma Gandhi, Bill Gates. Bill Gates set up and had a goal of becoming an amazing computer genius, but not only was he living his passions when he was creating his computer programs, but look now what he's done with his money. Look at how he is changing the world in third world countries, and even here with education and inoculations to prevent malaria, education, amazing things, his treatments on AIDS, helping people have the right medicines. So they are them, but the passion test is about you being you. So this was based on a wonderful woman by the name of Janet Atwood. Janet Atwood is a very spiritual woman, and she and her husband would travel to India. And so they were that kind of, spirituality type of people. So you'll hear kind of those types of things as we discuss what they went through. But she was putting the passion test together because she understood that Harris study that I was telling you about before, that 80% of the people walking on the face of our planet live an absolutely passionless life. So she created a system to help people find out what their passions are. And then she wanted to follow up on that and find out how important that was in their life. So she was actually speaking at an event, and I don't know if you've ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield was the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books and was also included in The Secret. And so he was speaking one day, and she went up to him as he was getting ready to leave, and she said, "Jack, can I give you the passion test? Would you mind taking it? I really think that this is going to be really, really important." And he was, like, get away, little girl. No, I'm on my way to the airport. I'm on my way to the airport. She says, "Can I hop in the limousine with you and give you this test on the way?" And of course, he couldn't say no because, he's Jack Canfield. It's a great guy. So, and because he had done so much work, when she asked him to list out his top 10 passions, he not only could do that list really quickly, he actually had a list of 15. So I'm going to read to you what his top 15 passions were, and then we're going to talk about why this is important. So Jack's passions were being of service to a massive number of people, having an international impact, enjoying celebrity status, being part of a dynamic team, having a leadership role, helping people live their vision, speaking to large groups, having an impact through television, being a multimillionaire, having world-class quarters and support team, having lots of free time just to be, studying with spiritual masters regularly, being part of a spiritual leaders network, creating a core group of ongoing trainers who feel identified with my organization. And then his last one was having fun, because we can't forget about, adding all of that into the mix. So after he was finished with his top 15, he realized that the ones that he had listed were nowhere in his life. The first ones, this being a massive service to a massive number of people, he had already accomplished this and was living those in his life. So now it was time for him to start to add some other things. And part of that was becoming, studying with spiritual masters regularly, and then being a part of a spiritual leaders network. So because he actually put that down on a piece of paper and kept it in front of himself, a year later, when Janet saw him again, he goes, "Janet, I just wanted to let you know that because of taking that passion test, not only am I a part of a spiritual leaders network," he says, "I started my own. And I've got 100 people in that spiritual leaders network. And I'd like to add you to my list of ongoing trainers," because he also wanted to have trainers that believed in his message. So it actually worked for him, and he was so happy. He says, because if he hadn't been doing the work, he didn't realize what it was that he really wanted in his life. He thought, "Oh my gosh, I have a wonderfully passionate life," but it could be better. It could be more. So some other people's passions might be living in a beautiful home, writing successful mystery novels, enjoying perfect health, having fun with everything you do, enjoying great sex on a regular basis, working with a supportive team, spending quality time with your family. The list could go on and on. So what I want you to do, I hope you guys have a pen and paper. I'll give you a few seconds to go get something to write with, because there's some areas in your life that I'd like to see you address and take action with, and maybe even consider as you're making your own list some of these areas of your life that you might want to improve upon. So if you could go get your pen and paper, and then I want you to think about some areas of your life. If you guys have ever heard of a life wheel, that's a circle, you put a little dot in the middle, and then you make your own little pie chart. So I want you guys to make your own little pie chart and think about these areas of your life. So you can just make this as a list. So let's start at the top and say fun and recreation, because fun and recreation, without it, your life can be very bland and blah and bleh. What does this mean? And fun for you and fun for me may be two different things. So fun for me may be, skiing down some beautiful slopes in Utah, whereas you sit there and go, "Snow, what, are you kidding? I want to go read books in a hammock." So everybody has to get their own list. So think about these areas of your life. So fun and recreation, your career, what are you doing? Your health, your personal development and your spirituality, family and friends, so relationships, your environment, your home, your office. What do you want that to look like? What do you want that to feel like when you walk into it every time? Your finances. Now, when I want you to think about your finances, I don't want you just to put down money. You want more money, because money is not really what you want, because money is just paper. It's not the money that you want. It's what you can do with that money, or what that money provides for you. That money might provide for you amazing security. So I want you to think about things like that. And then the final area that I thought about, and maybe you have another area that I'm not familiar with, or I haven't listed here, but that's romance, or maybe having a significant other. And I know that we've all been through some rough times in the romance department. Some of you may say, forget it. This is not going to be an area that I'm ready to even think about. But others may be. So, and maybe it's an area of your life that maybe today it's not something that you want to address. Maybe today it's not something that you want to think about. But maybe in a couple of years, you might look back on this and go, maybe I'm ready. So those are the areas that I could think about. If there's anything that I've left out, I want you to, make a note of it. Just those are the areas that I could think of. So here's what you're going to do. And I want you, this is something that I want you to take notes on too, because like I say, we're not going to be able to take the time for you to do this right now because of the limited time that we have here on our webinars. But this is how you will go through this. And what will be probably most effective for you is to actually do it with somebody else. So take these notes down, and hopefully I'm hoping that you've gotten a piece of paper and a pen with you. So what I want you to do in those areas that we just talked about, I want you to make a list of 10 things that you love that are the most important to you in those areas. Cover all areas, the career, the financing, health, relationships, your environment, your spirituality, your recreation, fun, and then complete the sentence when you make this list, okay? The sentence goes like this, and write this down. As a matter of fact, write this down at the top of the page and says, when my life is ideal, I am spending more time with my children. When my life is ideal, I am traveling the world to exotic places with my friends and family. When my life is ideal, I am studying with spiritual masters. When my life is ideal, I have experienced an onstage moment with Oprah Winfrey. Whatever your passions are, those most important things to you, fill out that sentence. When my life is ideal, I am blank. Okay, so you'll come back to that, and after this webinar is over, you'll make that top 10 list, right? And then I want you to write it in the positive. Think about the things, if you can't think about things that you love, because a lot of people are stuck in this. If you can't think about things that you love, think about the things that you passionately dislike, and then turn them inside out and on top of themselves. So if you hate driving in traffic to your work, say something like, I enjoy being able to get around the traffic obstacles as I'm on my way to work. So that's just kind of the things that I want you to start to think about. Then if you can, it's easy if you do this, if you split into two and find a partner. So one of your partners would be A and B. And if you can't find a partner, you can do this for yourself. It's just easier if you take yourself out of the process of asking yourself the question and having somebody else ask it for you. So what we're going to do is you would exchange your list with your partner, and then they're going to take you through your list 5 times. So if you, so that you can get your top 5. So you take your first, let's say you're on your first list is you're passionate about spending more time with your family. And the second is that you want to be a famous celebrity on stage, right? So you would say, what is more important to you? Spending more time with your family, or being a well-known celebrity on stage every week? Which one sounds best to you? And it might be a very easy choice for you. I want to be the celebrity. So then the celebrity, your number two just beat out number one. So then your number two would ask your third thing on your list, which might be, I'm spending time traveling the world to exotic places. So then you ask yourself, what's more important? Is it more important that you're a celebrity sharing time on a stage every week, or traveling to exotic places? And you go, no, being the celebrity. So then you'd go for number two and do the same thing with number four. And then if you pick number four, now you know that number four is more powerful than the top three. And then you continue down the list like that. Now there's going to become some times when you're going, oh, I can't make this decision. What do I do? Well, then you ask yourself, if I could have exotic travel to wonderful places, but I can't be a celebrity, or I can be a celebrity, but I can't travel to exotic places, what feels the best for you? Okay, that makes it easy. If I want to do the exotic travel. So that's your answer. But sometimes you may still get stuck on that, and you might go, I can't, I don't know. So then I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And I'm going to say, I want you to vision that you are traveling to exotic places. You are on your way to an African safari. But nowhere in that picture are you a famous celebrity that gets on a stage every week. And sit with that. How does that feel? Okay, now you open your eyes, and then you close your eyes again and say, okay, now you are a famous celebrity and you are on stage every week, but nowhere do you have the time to travel to exotic places. Now, usually that will help you make that determination on what works for you. And after you've gone through it 5 times and you come up with your top 5 list, those are your top 5 passions. I'm going to tell you that I take this test probably every 6 months, maybe every 8 months. I probably should do it more often because we change. As a matter of fact, the last time I took my the passion test was about getting my son into the college that he wanted to get into. Well, we're packing him up. He's on his way. So that passion is now not a passion of mine anymore. Now I want him to do well. So your life is going to change. And remember, we talked about how maybe today you weren't passionate about finding somebody else that you can share your life with, right? That may not be a passion of yours right now. However, 2 years from now, who knows? And so you should do it again. So what I want you to do with your top 5 list is to write those down and actually put them on an index card. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to, put it in a piece of paper. Do something with it. Put it on your refrigerator. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Put it next to your nightstand, on your lamp next to your bed. Do something where you can see these things every day, because remember, the things that you focus your time and attention on grows more abundantly in your life. So in that life wheel, let's grow the top 5 things that you want in your life starting today. So now that you've got those top 5, and you'll have those after we're finished with our webinar today, after you've got those top 5, I want you to, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to say how much of that you're living in your life right now. So if your example was that your number 1 passion was you wanted to be a celebrity on stage, right, every week, and you look at your life and nobody really has known you yet, you haven't put your talents out yet, you haven't been on any auditions, nope, you don't have an agent, that would be a 1, right? That would be something that's nearly non-existent. It's just up here. So that would be a 1. But let's say that your second one was that travel to exotic destinations, right? But you get to do that. You've done that 3, 4, 5 times in your life. Well, it may not be as often as you like, but it's still been there. So that may be maybe a 3, maybe a 4 or 5. Now, if the other one was you wanted to spend time with your family, And that's something that you get to do on a regular basis. And you're happy and content, and you're with your children every day, and you are enjoying time with them on weekends or on vacations. That may be an 8, 9, or 10. And the purpose of this exercise is to show you where your ones are, which is to something that and if you're really passionate about it, because we've now identified this as one of your top 5 passions, we're now identifying which of your passions you need to really focus your time and attention on. So if something's really flowing, like spending time with your family or exotic travel, if that's really flowing the way that you want it to flow and you just want to keep it in your life, that's great, let it flow. But if it's something that's not there yet, you know that you need to focus your time and attention, because that's going to be something that's going to really make your heart sing. And that's really what this is all about. This is about making your heart sing. So when you are aware of where you need to spend your time and attention, we now know what your top 5s are. Then there's an important part of this process called markers. There's a story that Janet has of a gentleman named Pankaj Narem, I believe is his name. He was an Ayurvedic physician in India, and they were going to go, when they went to India, they were spending some time at his home. And when they got there, he was packing his bags and he was leaving, and they went, Pankaj, what's going on? Where are you going? He goes, I'm going to go plan out the next 21 years of my life. And they said, what's going on? And so he explained that 21 years earlier, he had met this master that told him that, asked him, what was it that he wanted to do with his life? He says, I wanted to be a famous Ayurvedic physician. And the master said, how will you know that you are a famous Ayurvedic physician? What are the things that will happen to you when you know you've made it to where you want to be? He says, well, I will have taken the pulse of the Dalai Lama. Pulse in Ayurvedic medicine is actually they do something with the tongue. Because I would have taken the pulse of the Dalai Lama. Okay. What else would be a night showing you that you have now become a famous Ayurvedic physician? Mother Teresa would thank me for my work. Okay, what else? I would have Ayurvedic clinics all over the world. Okay, what else? I will have treated over 100,000 patients. So 21 years later, by the way, the master made him write all of this down. So he kept that list with him. He kept it in his wallet every day for 21 years. And when he got it out one day, he realized that he had taken the pulse of the Dalai Lama. Mother Teresa had publicly thanked him for his work on HIV and AIDS. He had Ayurvedic clinics in over 16 countries. And instead of treating 100,000 people, he had treated over 1 million. So he understood the importance of setting all of this out, working towards creating the markers that he needed. So those are called markers. Creating those markers so that you may want to substitute goals for what that is. So when you're looking at your passions, and if that's exotic travel, what are the markers? What are the things that are going to let you know that you have been living that passion of exotic travel? So it may be, I've traveled to Africa 1 year. I've traveled to Egypt 1 year. I've traveled to Israel 1 year. I've traveled to Canada. Wherever that is, whatever, I've gone scuba diving in all of the greatest scuba places diving places in the world. Whatever that is, make a list. Got it? So make your list around your travel, about being a celebrity. What will happen? What will be the markers to let you know that you are a famous celebrity? People will recognize me everywhere I go. People will know my name. I will headline any movie that I'm in. Those are the types of markers that create goals for you so that you could focus on those goals. Because remember, what you focus your time and your attention on grows in your life more abundantly. So this way, you have your top 5 passions. You now know what you need to focus on, right? Because you know what were 1s and what were 10s, what needs your time and attention. And then you're going to know those markers or goals are the things that you're going to strive for. So in the case of Pankaj, his goals were 100,000 patients. Mother Teresa was thanking him publicly that he had taken the pulse of the Dalai Lama, and he had clinics all over the world. Did he meet those? Yes, and more. So what I want to encourage you in when you do this, and if you feel that you need something more, that this is not something that you can do on your own, I really would encourage you to go into our membership area and find out what it is exactly, you know, where the membership areas that includes that. I believe it's the gold membership that includes the passion test. And I actually take you through the process, giving you time to make those notes, giving you time and giving you more suggestions on how to write your passions out. And there's also a form that's on there that comes with it as well, that gives you all of the forms that you need to fill out so that you can do the passion test and do it really, really effectively. And lastly, before we leave today, I wanted to let you know some of the benefits and how it's impacted my family. And this is really important because not only can the passion test impact your life, but it can also impact that of your family. And I'll tell you, in both of my children's situations, both of them ended up changing majors in college from what I had planned for them. I had their lives all mapped out, right? My daughter and my son went to a private school that I went there because I figured I needed either a lawyer or I needed a plastic surgeon or something. I needed somebody to take care of me when I got old, right? That was my goal, right? And my daughter's very smart, but my daughter is also an amazing artist. So as she was going through school and doing very well in her studies, she developed an amazing talent, or uncovered, let's just say they uncovered her amazing talent of being an artist. But for me, needing that attorney, needing that doctor in my family, having a starving artist was not a part of my plan. And one day, as we were planning on looking at colleges, and I had, all of the great colleges and, on the list of all of the ones we were going to go visit, and my daughter wanted to go to art schools. And I said, I don't think so. And she looked at me and she said, Mom, maybe your dreams for me of that 4-bedroom, 2-bath ranch style home in the suburbs is not the dream that I have for myself. Think about that. And I said, I get it. Got goosebumps. I understand. Your dreams are your dreams. But being a mother, I'm a business advisor, I'm a business coach, I'm a business strategist. I was not about to let her be a starving artist. So I said, we are going to come up with a business strategy. You are going to have a business plan if you were going to be on stage, you were going to be an artist. So that's what's happened. And now she's living her passion. She's just recently moved to Asheville, North Carolina. She is an artist living the life of her dreams. She's so happy. She's in a town where she knows no one as happy as she can possibly be. Why? Because we followed her passion. She's doing what she was put on this planet to do, which is to make beautiful pieces of art for people to wear. So if you guys would take a look at her website, it's braincandyink.com. And you'll see all of her amazing works of art that she makes, wearable art, collectible artware, we call it. So we were able to create a passion and turn it into a business. Now my son, who is, he couldn't tell you what he had for breakfast, but can tell you what round a football player went in the draft, what school he went to, what position he played, when he was drafted, when he was traded, what his worst play was, what his record was. He can tell you everything. Can't tell you what he had for breakfast, but can tell you that. So what did we do? We designed his college career around his passions. And then we also did something called Strengths Finders, and we did something called Wealth Dynamics. So we were very well aware of where, the God wanted him to go. So we've designed a life which his strengths are, I know this sounds really crazy, but it's in being things in context. So people that are history teachers, that are great history teachers, love things in context. So does my son, which he's studying economics, which is all about the flow of money and in history. And he's filling his life with his football passion and his soccer passion and his basketball passion. So he's going to be a financial advisor in the sports industry. So we've been able to see how now we've been able to design a life around both of my children's passion. I did not waste money on a college education that they were not going to use. They are studying what they love, and they get up every day loving what they do. And isn't that what we want for ourselves and what we want for our children? So I encourage you to, if this is something that you really like, get this test, go online and take this test with your family. Do yourself a favor and find out what your passions are. Focus on them, bring them into your life every day. Put your list in front of you so that you can be reminded of where you want to be. Put your markers next to it so that you can know that you need to reach that 100,000 per patient goal to let you know, yes, I'm on track. I'm living my passions. I'm doing absolutely what I want to do. And then 6 months later, take the passion test again and see if your life is changing. See what's important to you so that at all times, when you make a choice between living with a passionate life or not, if you always choose in favor of your passions, you will always have that passionate life. So here's the secret. And this is what I want you to write down. Whenever you are faced with a decision, a choice, or an opportunity, consistently choose in favor of your passions. Let me repeat that again. Whenever you are faced with a decision, a choice, or an opportunity, consistently choose in favor of your passions. So I hope that today was absolutely the start of something really big for you. If you have any questions for me, I'm going to be going over into our very private Facebook group, not the Facebook group that you see me on in the public, but we have a Facebook group where you can go back and ask questions to me. You can ask questions to, we've got accountants back there. We've got attorneys back there. We have psychologists back there. We've got child therapists back there. We've got wealth advisors that will answer your questions. We have tax advisors. We have everything back there that will help you through this process of divorce. So I'm going to go back there. You need to join our membership. And I'm telling you, you guys, it starts at just $7 a month to be able to go onto our Facebook group and ask your questions away. And also you'll meet some really cool people back there that are going through something kind of similar to you. So you'll know that you are not alone on your journey. So join us back there. If you want to join, I encourage you right now to go to www.thecafed.com and join us in membership and meet me over there. I'm happy to answer any of your questions about your passions. Please be back there. Please join us. Please be a part of this. We've made it so financially reasonable to you. It's a couple of cups of coffee a month, and you get to have some of the most amazing experts in the palm of your hand to help you through this. And that is my passion. You can see now why I am doing what I'm doing, because I know that what I'm doing is making a difference, and making a difference is my passion. So I hope that this helped you today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday right here where we bring some amazing speakers. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to go through and come through a crisis. We have an expert, Dr. Susan Mecca, that will be joining us that will help you go through a crisis. And if there's anybody that you know that you think that can be helped in any way by CHOOSEdays, or on Thursdays, we have Divorce RX when we bring all of those amazing experts together. Please do that. And also know that we've got something else coming up that's going to be so amazing. It's called Confessions of a Former Divorce Attorney, where we bring a former divorce attorney, Sonia Kuralt, on with us each and every week as a divorce coach to help you through the actual process of getting through your divorce. So if you ever have any questions about child support and any of those other legal hassles that you'd be going through during divorce, we're going to have those answers for you. So join us in membership and get all of those benefits right now. So I look forward to seeing you over on our private Facebook group. Again, www.theCafeD.com. I'm grateful that you all were with us today. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this is helpful for your family. And I hope that you live a passionate life. Bye for now. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.